Hey all, just wanted to talk about our beautiful feet and about bunions today. So that's my new foot model that I've got. And you can see here that you have so many bones inside your foot. It's actually nearly the same number of bones than you have in your hand. The 26 here. And so the same number of joints, very similar number of joints, and very similar arrangement of the muscles if you look into anatomy books. But look at all those beautiful things that you can do with your hands normally, and see how differently we usually use our feet, right? So very often we use them, we put them in this boxes that we call shoes, and we walk and very smooth, flat surface. That is not something that we see in our natural environment. So the thing with the bunions, when you have this bone kind of growing or changing its shape here, it's not just about this. I don't know whether you can see that. So you see, if you put your beautiful toes into a shoe that is shaped this way, which is most of the shoes that are commercially available, you already create conditions for a bunion. Yeah. But another thing is that very often when you have a bunion, it's not just this. What else happens is that it actually starts here. It starts at the arc of the foot. And what can happen is that this bone goes slightly outwards, and then we create even better conditions for this shape to happen. So, which means that if you have some separators or other things to create spacers, to create some extra space between your toes, in some situations, long term, it might be not necessarily helpful. Because again, as I told, it starts here. It starts in the arc of the foot. And sometimes your arc can be flattened, or it can be because there is too much tension in the arc. I think that you have a very similar situation here on your hand, because as you can see, this bone here is already turned a little bit differently, turned out a little bit differently than all the other bones of leading to your fingers. So here, it's very easily for you to bend this joint here and to create this shape. Yeah, so I think it's very similar that what's going on with your feet when you have bunions. So what does it mean? It means that in order to address bunions, we really need to think about the arc, but not buying shoes with arc supports or something like that, but rather allowing your foot to move in a variety of ways that probably it was designed for. Yeah, so to use the movement that actually will really nourish your muscles, your joints, and your nervous system in this area. So now, what can we do to make all these internal muscles and joints work and support the arc? So first of all, look, how do you put your foot? Because if you have the tendency to put it rather inwards,
like that. You're flattening the arc by doing that. And this is something that's going to happen in your knee, or maybe even in your hip joint. And you can try to clarify that by exploring your habits by moving here in the area of the ankle. So these bones here, the bony bits, imagine that there is a button on each side, on this side and on that side, and then you want to push this button one time with this bone and another time with that bone. So see which way you prefer, where is your tendency. So, and move your, like, create variation in this movement, not taking this as an exercise, but rather as exploration and giving yourself a chance of new options. So that's one thing. Another thing you can do, you can just move the toes a little bit more. And of course, walking barefoot, even without socks at home, will help. Walking barefoot on different surfaces, like exploring this gripping capacity, and also moving, like spreading your toes, moving them in different ways will help as well. Now, another thing that I like doing, I like picking things up from the floor with my toes. Yeah, so in the front, I can do it on the pinky side. Also, you can grip and release. So, kind of stuff you would ask your toddler or 3-year-old to do to improve their fine motoric in their hands. So play with that yourself. Do more things with your toes.
So it will also influence the choice of shoes. And I'll just tell you about my personal criteria, what I'm looking for when I'm choosing shoes. Whether that's something you will take on board or not, I don't know. But just see how it will make sense for you. So I really love those shoes. These are barefoot shoes, and they are specially designed in such a way that your foot kind of feels very similar to the conditions when it would be when you would be barefoot. And it is possible because first the sole is very flexible. So you see, I can roll this shoe. The sole is really flat. It's what is called zero drop, because even if you look at the running shoes, some of them, many of them, will have the heel higher than the toe box. And speaking about the toe box, you see here you have so much space for the toes. Yeah. So you can see that there is quite some space here to accommodate for everything, all the real estate that your foot has. And it's not necessarily that they need to be specially designed to make barefoot shoes. Like these shoes, they come from a conventional store. This one are from Hannes. Unfortunately, they don't make them anymore, but maybe we'll still be able to find them in different places. But look, it's flat, it's flexible sole, and it gives some kind of space for your toes. It's not ideal, but keeping in mind the price and the convenience of a regular shoe store, it's actually quite a good deal. So please take care of your feet. Put on the shoes that are really comfortable. It's not just about more space in your toe box, but also about flexibility of the sole and how flat it is. And I hope you will keep your feet happy and healthy.